All right, boys and girls, welcome to the final NGDL game of the Miami Dolphiones in the regular season, and we are pretty much locked in to fourth to sixth seed. Being that we're locked into secondary division, this game doesn't matter that much except for some playoff seeding maybe. But this is against the DC Sceptiles, which we actually battled first, and this is a division rival. We battled them first just a few weeks ago, but due to a scheduling quirk, we're going to be battling them again. You might remember it is the Kyogre team now. Their normal owners, Scep and OrlandoTill, they're actually not available this week, so they have a stand-in here in Joey Fontaine, which you might remember I battled a few times in the past as well. So, he's a pretty damn good battler, so it's going to be an interesting stand-in. Now, I decided to bring more or less the same team I brought against Scep a few weeks ago because I figured, okay, this is a different battler, so he might not be expecting the same team, and I can still maybe catch him by surprise. So that's pretty much my game plan going in. I'm not really going to, I didn't really hardcore plan for this week because I know that it's not that, and I'm pretty, confident in my original game plan to keep it. But it will be somewhat interesting to see, the different take that Joey will, take on this team, being that he did not draft it, obviously, and just standing in for the final week, just for practice and for fun. And he also wants revenge on me because I think I got the games that we've had in the past, so he definitely wants to win. So this should be pretty interesting. So he's just going to go ahead and lead with his Tapu Koko, which is kind of a staple of the DC Sceptiles. I lead with my Jolteon. And he's just going to go ahead and U-turn right off the bat. And interestingly enough, he is bringing Seaking, which is a Pokemon that Scep did not. And he has obviously a pretty interesting set here. He's going to go into it, and at first I'm like, oh yeah, just going to go for that Volt Switch and kill this guy. Nope, Lightning Rod. So, originally I was thinking, obviously, Swift Swim, because, Seaking is a Swift Swimmer. But he has so many other good Swift Swimmers on that draft that bringing a Lightning Rod here, especially against my team, especially being that that I'd probably bring Jolteon and probably quite a few electric moves. Very good choice there with that Seaking, and definitely is going to be a bit anti my team. And as you can see, Joey Fontaine is actually counter-teaming pretty well there. So anyway, in comes this Haunter, and I'm like, well, this is not Scep. Maybe he won't go for the Sludge Bomb this time as I go into Greninja, and then he does. You might recall in the battle against Scep, I switch into Greninja against the Haunter as well, and I get hit by the Sludge Bomb. This time it actually ends up poisoning me, which isn't good at all. And he's obviously going to go ahead and switch. He goes out into his Kyogre now, as I believe I just U-turn, predicting this switch, or a switch that would not benefit me. I am a Scarf Ash Greninja, so I am that way because I know that I can outspeed most of his Swift Swimmers, even despite that, as long as I'm scarfed. Anyway, in comes Kyogre, as I said. I U-turn, I go into my Jolteon, knowing that I should be able to outspeed. I am a Quick Feet Jolteon, once again, to outspeed Swift Swimmers. And, he obviously does not want to take a Thunder on his Kyogre. He's going to go right back into C-Bait his Seaking, which I kind of expect. I decided to go for the Heal Bell this turn, which was kind of a gutsy play, because if he stayed on that Kyogre, he could almost certainly killed me. And what it will do is get rid of the poisoning on my Greninja, which is kind of important because obviously it being poisoned would limit the amount of turns that I was left because it was already at low HP, and I just don't want to limit my the amount of turns my Greninja is forced to have left. At the very least, without the poison, I know that it can survive as long as I'm killing things. Anyway, he's going to knock off as I go out into my Goodra, and that sucks because it gets rid of my Assault Vest. And I am a physical Goodra. I decided to go for the Power Whip, but obviously Haunter comes in pretty nicely to this. And, takes the resisted hit pretty well, especially considering it has Eviolite. So I'm going to go ahead and switch in my Scissor, hoping that he doesn't predict this and go for like a Will-O-Wisp or something. And he ends up just going for a Destiny Bomb, which I thought was interesting because I don't really think there's a move I could have that could maybe kill Eviolite Haunter. Maybe Outrage, but even then, it's not a thing I expected him to do. So I see the Destiny Bond, and I decide to actually U-turn because I'm afraid... I really shouldn't have been. I don't think Bullet Punch would have killed him, but I decided to U-turn anyway, and he ends up having the Hidden Power Fire, which is going to hurt Scizor a lot. So this Haunter is actually being, as well, it's just a very good choice. Joey is playing very well at this point, and I'm just going to go ahead and go into my Greninja. And here, he takes a bit of a misstep, and I guess he was predicting that I would U-turn again or something, because he stays in with that Haunter. And that is unfortunately going to be his downfall because I just go straight for that Dark Pulse, and that's going to give me the transformation to Mega Greninja. Sorry, not Mega Greninja. Ash Greninja. I always think of this as Mega Greninja, but it's really not. It gives me the transformation in Ash Greninja, which means now I can even outspeed a Swift Swimmer, so that's pretty cool. Although he's going to go right back into Kyogre, which will force my switch. Kyogre just has a massive special defense set, and I don't really know what item it has either. We haven't really seen the item. It could still be like Assault Vest, but I'm kind of thinking it might be choice in some way. So I go into my Scizor. He just goes for an Ice Beam, even though I resist. I do I do live it despite the resistance, and he is going to keep going for it, which I believe will kill 2-hit KO my Scizor despite the resistance. So yeah, down goes my Scizor. It does give me a safe switch though into my Jolteon. I was just sacking off Scizor because I needed to pretty much sack something to this Kyogre. I don't see the Life Orb, so I'm thinking like Assault Vest or a choiced, item. And in comes Golden Jacket again. In comes Golden Jacket rather. His Tapu Koko, and he's gonna go ahead and get the Electric Surge. And I believe I just Thunder, predicting him to stay in. And actually, Thunder is a very powerful move, obviously, even with the resistance. But due to Tapu Koko not having great defenses, it's actually going to do decent damage. It's actually a 2-hit KO on this Tapu Koko, and this is a speed tie. Actually, no, it's not, because I have Quick Feet, so I'm going to be able to outspeed. And yeah, that's pretty cool, because it's going to force him to switch as he goes back into Seabait on my Thunder, which is obviously going to once again trigger Lightning Rod, although I don't believe this guy is a special set. I believe this is going to be a physical Sea King. In fact, I'm kind of between if this is going to be Choice Band or maybe Assault Vest. Either way, just going to go to my Goodra. We already saw that it had knockoff, and indeed it does go for another physical move, Mega Horn. That's going to do quite a lot to Goodra, but not as much as I would expect if it was banded. So I am thinking it might be Assault Vest. There it goes again, and as you can see, that Sea King is actually being super, super important to his team. As much as you would think, Sea King is not a very good Pokemon, it is a crucial Pokemon to this matchup. Anyway, I'm just going to go for a Power Whip, and he's just going to switch into Kyogre, which I thought was bizarre, because Kyogre just dies to my Power Whip. He knows I have Power Whip. He knew that I used it against Sea King previously, and what's even more bizarre about that is I'm pretty sure he could have 2-KO'd my Goodra right here after outspeeding me, or maybe not, because he doesn't have Swift Swim, but I guess maybe he was worried about not outspeeding. He might obviously be more bulk invested. But either way, losing Kyogre is absolutely detrimental to him. And his item ends up being the Damn Rock, which I probably would have known if I was paying attention earlier. So the good news for him is he has a few more turns of rain. But he gets frightened out by my Jolteon. And I realized after the fact that this was actually a really dumb move. Because if that Kabutops actually had Aqua Jet, he obviously would have been able to hit me with a priority Aqua Jet and pretty much kill my Jolteon in the rain. So at the very least, I know that guy doesn't have Aqua Jet because he didn't bother staying in. I decided to go for the Empower Grass, actually. And as you can see, that damage on Sea King almost certainly looks like this guy is Assault Vest, as it takes next to nothing from that. I went for the Hidden Power Grass knowing that it would do good damage to Kabutops and that I could outspeed. But I really should have expected that Kabutops that was a risk, because that Kabutops could have easily had Aqua Jet. Thankfully, it does not. So that's the good news. And I pretty much go into Claydol here to sack it, and yeah, once again I outspeed something, and I get up Stealth Rocks, so at least I'm able to get Stealth Rocks off, although it's a little late. I probably would have been better off just, I don't even know, getting damage on this guy, because I go into Greninja, and this is just stupid. I go into Greninja, even, like, predicting this guy being Assault Vest. I just do next to nothing with Dark Pulse. I really should have obviously just went straight into Porygon-Z, because this is perfect setup fodder for Porygon-Z. I will outspeed this Sea King, and obviously with +1 defense, I should be able to take whatever he does, although now I'll be able to take it even better now that the rain is gone. But I should have done this first instead of just sacking off Greninja. Just kind of a dumb play by me. But yeah, now I will go for the Z conversion. And once again, this is going to be an Electric-type Porygon-Z. So now I'm Electric type, and obviously this guy still has Lightning Rod, so I'm going to have to hope to kill it with Shadow Ball. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to try to kill this guy with Shadow Ball. At +1 special attack, I'm pretty sure I can do it even without the adaptability boost. And indeed I can. The Sea King goes down, but it did some serious work in this match. But at this point, though, I believe Porygon-Z can just come in here and just, finish up. Kingdra, without a Swift Swim, is not really going to threaten me. It's not going to be able to outspeed. And yeah, so I'm going to be able to outspeed, obviously, and just kill the Kingdra with a adaptability boosted Thunderbolt. And he's pretty much screwed at this point. There's nothing he can do, and we already know that this Kabutops doesn't have Aqua Jet, so even, yeah, he can't even priority kill me. Not that I think he would be able to anyway without the rain. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and Thunderbolt away this guy, and there goes down his what was that? Henchayos? Oh god, I don't even know. But yeah, his Kabutops goes down, and his last Pokemon is the Tapu Koko, which will also go down. So good game there, Joey Fontaine, and the stand-in for the DC Sceptiles. Nice to sweep the Kyogre team, which I was kind of worried about in the during the initial draft. Um, Obviously, Kyogre is a very worrying Pokemon to have in your own division, but I'm glad that I was able to sweep this team. Now, granted, it didn't do that well in the regular season, but obviously he's very threatening. He's going to end up finishing 3-11, and the final record for the Miami Dolphiones is 8-6, and I believe we're locked into the 5th seed, which will put us against the 4th seed. And as of this narration, we are locked into that, and it'll put us against the 4th seed, which is Fulham and his Tapu Lele Londoners, which actually got the first match against us, you might recall, early in the season. But there will be a playoff draft, and I will try to update you guys. Well, at least during the playoff stream, which we have a date confirmed, November 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's Eastern American time. So yeah, that's when the playoff stream will be. But we're going to be adding 2 more Pokemon to our roster to hopefully match up against the Fulham team better. Because if I lose to Fulham first round, I will be salty. I want to win this match a ton, and I want to win this tournament a ton. And you know, you should come, even because the winner is going to get Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. But if I win, and you guys might think, oh, that's a long shot, but you know, I am confident going into the playoffs here. I will raffle off that copy, so it's not like I don't buy it at all. I already kind of committed to buying Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon for one of my viewers slash competitors. If I win, it will be raffled off to a random stream viewer. But even if I lose in the playoffs, I'll still be obviously streaming, and I'll be trying to post anything, showdown matches or battle replay. So you'll see other tournament battles, hopefully, as I'm trying to, prepare for the next match. And if I am eliminated, then you'll still be getting that, but I also will be accepting some, battle challenges as well. So it should be just, a fun time. So I hope to see you guys there. Today's question of the day is going to be, between all of the playoff teams, which will be my Miami Dolphiones, the division winner by division, Detroit Red Wing Attacks, we have, which is made by, coached by Untrustable Strain, Toronto Pures, Toronto Maple, Razor Leafs, which finished 7-7, and he's a wild card. The other wild card being T-Dit and his Sturbians of Vipers at 8-6, and of course the other 2 division runner-ups, that would be Fat Jesus's Silverback Mammothwines and of course, Tapu Lele Londoners, coached by Fulham. And finally, the other division winners, which is uses Quilova Blue Granites. I don't know who is actually going to be first seed or not between him and Sharpedo 43 and the Silmar Sivians, which are currently 10-3. But who do you think is going to win? Who is going to win the NGDL playoffs? That's today's question of the day, and I just listed all of them. You can, like I said, the spreadsheet is in the video description, so you can kind of check out what the current standings are. As of this narration, that battle has not taken place yet. I narrated this like a day before I'm actually posting it, so yeah, just leave a comment on who you think's going to win. I mean, if you've been following this, and I've battled pretty much everyone, so I think I've lost to most of the playoff teams, so I might be in trouble. But yeah, leave a comment about that and see you guys again next time. Later.